Hello everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. I was always frustrated with learning chord shapes in the way that they're usually taught, which is everyone would say, here, put this finger here, put this here, and hold this here, and that's a G. And then, but if you're on a mandolin, leave these open and then hold this and this. But on a banjo, you can just, and so like I just wanted to see what are the notes that make up a chord so these shapes could have more meaning. Because everybody's playing shapes. Like you're going to learn the shapes and you're going to play them. To me, the shapes just meant a lot more when I could see those notes that make up a chord. And it helps a lot with soloing and all sorts of other cool things. So let's show you how it works. Okay, today we're going to be using the new Essential second edition books, and so I finally have just released those in 2019, and they have much bigger Arial font that everyone has been asking for, so I'm really excited about that. And still the same keys for the Essential edition, G, A, C, D, and E major. So let's look at the key of G major here for the mandolin book. And what we can see up here is these are the chords that sound good together in the key of G major. So the key of G major, here's my chords, here's my Roman numerals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then these are my notes that make up the chords. And these notes in the white going across are also from the scales. So you can kind of take a minute with this and pause and see what notes make up a major chord, what makes up the major scales and things like that. But for the major chords we're going to be playing today, major chords are built out of notes in the 1, 3, and 5 columns. So G major's always made of the notes G, B, D on every instrument. So let's take a look at a mandolin, and I'll show you how to read this here. So this is the mandolin fretboard layout. Mandolin is tuned G, D, A, E. So let me grab a mando here. And we're tuned G, D, A, E. If the tuning's still holding in the basement here. But the G, D, A, E is the G major. No, G, D, A, E is the open tuning. And then to play a G major, remember I only want the notes G, B, and D. So I come down here, and this black bar is called the nut. And the fourth string I can leave open because it's already a G. The third I can leave open because it's already a D. The second I can't leave open because it's an A, and I need G, B, or D. So if I come up here to the second fret, now I'm playing notes from a G major chord. So if I just play G, D, B and skip the one string like this, that's G major. But if I want to play all four strings, I can't play this open E note, but I can come up to the third fret here and play G major. So the first G major chord people teach you on mandolin looks like this, but not because I told you put this, leave this open, second, third, but because you're just playing the notes G, B, and D. And then if you know the notes that make up the chord, then if somebody shows you a shape like this on the 4th, 5th, and 5th fret, that's B, G, D. That's also a G major, and I'm just not playing the one string there. If I play these here, 7, 5, 5, that's a G major. I could add the B here. Not positive that's in tune, but it's shrill for me anyways when it is in tune, so I usually leave that one off. But D, B, G, I can play. Okay, so anywhere you're playing G, B, and D notes, you're playing a G major. So let's look at a tenor guitar next and see, while I'm switching instruments, see if you can figure out what the G major would look like on a tenor. So again, it's going to be the notes G, B, and D. And I'll pull up a fretboard here. And now you look at the tenor fretboard while I'm switching out and see if you can figure out what a G major would be on the tenor guitar. And this tenor guitar is tuned C, G, D, A. So tuned in fifths like a mandolin, but lower. If you're curious, mandolin is G, D, A, E. It's like the 7th fret of the tenor guitar. So where's your G major on a tenor guitar? tuned C, G, D, A, or mandola, or tenor, banjo. Those are all tuned the same. It's also tuned like a viola and cello, I think. Okay, so G major on the 4th string. I don't want that C, but I could come up here and grab the D. Okay, then on the 3rd string I can leave it open because that's already a G note. 2nd string I can leave it open because that's already a D. And then the 1st string, I don't want this A, so I'm going to come up and grab the B. So that's G major on the tenor guitar. Or up here, or I can play, that's G, D, G, G, D, like that. Or look at this. This is 7th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 10th. See if you can see why that's G major. G, D, B, G. All right, let's try ukulele next. So again, try to figure out the chord shape while I'm switching out instruments here. But G major, G, B, D on the ukulele, same thing. Okay, so now find your G major. Find the first position down by the fretboard. Not by the fretboard, by the nut. Up by the headstock. Okay, so this is a low G tuned ukulele. Okay, and on the 4th string, what should I do there? Hopefully you said leave it open. 3rd string I can't leave open because that's a C, but hopefully you saw go up to the 2nd fret. 2nd string I could go up to the 3rd. So far I got open G, D up on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, G up on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then the 1st string, 2nd fret, that's a G major. So that's the first G everybody learns on the ukulele. But you can add this pinky up here, and people don't always show you that. And that lets you kind of be a little more percussive with it because you've got all those notes played and you're not having the open G ringing out. So that's kind of a fun one. And then any other place where you can find G, B's, and D's together, you're playing a G major. All right, let's do some more here. Here's the baritone ukulele. How about you figure out the baritone uke? And then if you find the first one quickly, see if you can find several others on the way up the fretboard. So here is the baritone ukulele, D, G, B, E, just like a guitar, D, G, B, E. And so the first one and the easiest G major is, hopefully you saw it, open, 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 3rd fret. Okay, but this is also open, open, 3rd, 3rd. That's G major. Open 3rd, 2nd, open 4th fret, 3rd, 3rd. That's D, B, D, G. Or I can add this G. That's also G major. On the 7th fret, that's B, D, G, B. So it's really fun to take a new instrument and be able to start playing chords up and down the neck right away. Let's look at the bass. So the bass is tuned like the guitar. Again, we're going to do G, B's, and D's. And it's E, A, D, G. It's an octave below the normal guitar here. So keep in mind I'm not a bass player. I just wrote a book. And so I have to play for myself here to get some practice. And it's a little tough to fit in here. But G, B, D on the bass, I could go G, B, D. I could go G, B, D, G. I could go G, B, D. Okay, and bass, a lot of times they tell you play 1 in the 5, 1 in the 5 and skip the 3. So that's G and D. So it's nice when I can see all my G and D locations here. like third, fifth, that third fret, fifth fret. Oops. Oops, I got off my view there. But anyways, being able to see those chord notes on the bass is cool as well. And then we'll do just a couple more. Let's look at the banjo. The banjo is tuned, the high string, the 5-string banjo is in standard tuning, is G, D, G, B, D. So you can probably figure out that that's just a G chord. It's tuned to open G, just like this. Okay, that's G major. But if I want to play up here, see if you can find 2 more shapes going up the neck. If you're not a banjo player, if you are, that's okay, but that's cheating. So if I want to play a G major here, I could go 5th fret, 4th, 3rd, 5th. And it's okay to leave that G note open here because that's part of the chord. It's a GBD. And then up on the 9th fret, 7, 8, 9. That's G major also. Or coming up here to the 12th, barring that, is also G major. And then a couple more. The guitar. If you're not a guitar player, this will be more interesting than if you are. But even if you are a guitar player, I didn't know this I knew a G for a long time, but I didn't know why for a long time. So on the guitar, we've got, let's get in spot here. Okay, so I got G up on the 6th string, 3rd fret, and then B, and then open D, open G, open B. So G, B, D, G, B, but I don't want that E, so I come up to the 3rd fret and I can grab that G. Sometimes people show you to grab this D, and I always knew that that was a thing, but I didn't know why, and now I can just see that, oh, it's just a different way to play G, B, and D, so it just gives you a little different sound. The bar shape, the E major bar shape, is up here, G, D, G, B, D, G, like this. So that's G, G major. I can play this D shape right up here. I accidentally played this string open, but it was okay because that's a D, right? But I can't play this A open or it wouldn't sound right. Nope, that one doesn't work. But this is a kind of a C major shape here. So that I'm up on the 10, 9, 7, 8, 7. Usually I don't play this B here because I'm not super adept with this C shape up here. But that's C major also, and then, or sorry, G major. And then barring the 10th fret and grabbing these 3 on the 12th. So G major, oops, G major, G major, G major. I don't ever play this shape. So that's D, G, D, G, B, and then the C kind of shape, and then this A shape. So that's all G majors as well. And then I got 2 more instruments that I'll just tell you about because I don't have my friend's Resonator guitar. I just wrote a book for Resonator because I'm curious how it works and wanting to learn it, but I don't have my own yet. So to play G major on the Resonator, I'll be honest, this is what turned me off to playing it. He let me borrow it, and I love the open G right here, and I love the open G on the 12th. but then trying to do the angles on these is really tough. I know that I could just play just the D's or just the B's or just the G's here and have the straight bar, and D's, G's, and B's here. But that's a whole new can of worms, and I'm still working hard on learning the guitar and the mandolin to start out with. So, anyways, though, but that's the tenor, or I'm sorry, that's the resonator guitar. And then last one, just the piano, just to show you. We got D, G, B, D, G, B, D. And so anytime you're playing G's, B's, and D's on any instrument, it is always a G major chord. And once that idea kind of makes sense to you, then you can start getting into, well, what's a C major on a tenor guitar? I don't play tenor. And then you could see, okay, it's C, E's, and G's, so it's the purple circles. I could go open, open, second, third. If I want to play a D major, it's D, F sharp, A. I could go second, second, open, open, or second, second, fourth, fifth. And you can just find shapes all up and down the fretboards. So I know that was a long lesson today, but I just wanted you to see, hopefully, that like it's a really fun thing when you know the notes that make up the chord, and then you can see them laid out, and you're like, okay, I can get started with that on anything. As long as I can see those, as I know those notes, and I can see them on the fretboard, I can make some meaningful music. And with toolboxes, you've always got the notes, the major scale notes in white boxes here, and you've got the major pentatonic notes underlined, and the relative minors too. That's for a different lesson. But you've got all those scales that you're going to use most commonly underlined and in white boxes. And then the Essential Editions have these purple circles or colored circles, and the Complete Editions are all black and white. If you're wanting to take a look at your own Fretboard Toolbox, if you go to the Fretboard Toolbox website, and then you can click on pick your instrument or hover over it, and I've got books for all those different instruments. And once you find your instrument, you can click on it, and if you want to know about the essential versus complete toolboxes, you click here. If you want to know about print and ebooks, you click here. You can click look inside and download free pages for any of those books. And same thing for complete editions. And if you're curious about this ebook versus print options, you just click right up here and you can find out all about it. So I appreciate you taking some time with me today, and hope that opened up some cool ideas for you. And if you have one of those instruments lying around and you want to click the look inside and download the key of G major pages for it, it's maybe something that you haven't played before, you've wanted to play. It's really fun to see how quickly you can start picking up. I can play G, C, and D here pretty quickly, and then maybe start adding some scales and having some fun. So happy playing to you all, and we'll see you next time.